What's going on YouTube? Tass here, bringing you a new series, Road to the FIFA eWORLD Cup 2018. So basically guys, we won't have long. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. You might miss some of the gameplay because I'm going to have to explain to you guys what this series is all about and in a very short and simple way, the gists of what I'm trying to explain here. So as you can see on your screen, there should be a structure, a picture layout of how the competitive layout of FIFA 18 is going to be. So I'm just going to explain to you guys very briefly so we can head into the gameplay, because we're already missing some sick goals. So as you can see on your screen, we've got FUT Champions Cup number 1 and FUT Champions Cup number 2 on the left hand side of your screens. And obviously all the way to the right you can see the FIFA eWorld Cup Grand Final 18, which obviously stands for FIFA 18 or 2018, not too sure. So in a very simple way, this is a very simple way because we don't have all day here. Depending on, first of all, you got to get to FUT Champions Cup 1 or FUT Champions Cup 2, which, by the way, let's just keep it simple. FUT Champions Cup 1 is in November, is the qualifying, obviously, which is the month we're in. And basically, if you get top 64 for the console of Xbox or PlayStation 4, and I'm on Xbox, so if I get top 64 on Xbox, I will be able to qualify for that event, which is the FUT Champions Cup 1, and depending how good I do at that event, I will be able to go to the playoff event, as you can see on your screen, and then depending on how good I do hypothetically at that event, you are allowed to get an invitation to the FIFA eWorld Cup, which will be, I'm assuming, the biggest FIFA event to date, or FIFA tournament to date. So it's a bit of a big deal. So yeah, need to get top 64 in the month of November, otherwise I will not be going to that first FUT Champions Cup. For the month of October, I came 5th, so odds are with me. Top 64 is quite an open thing EA have done. I mean, considering last year was actually a lot tougher. It wasn't, I mean, to get to the events, it was like top 12 or something like that. So they've extended it out, given a branch to other players, or making sure that the top players are maybe there competing at the event. So well done to EA. But as you can see on your screen, guys, 32 wins, 7 games remain. I'm sure you're wondering how I done this weekend and if I'm happy with how this weekend went. And basically Thierry Henry just said, let me just put one in the bottom corner. But basically this is probably the toughest weekend I played today. I played a lot of really good players. More so they weren't in my last 10 games. They were sort of around the middle mark, around the 20 mark. I played some unbelievable players. Fortunately got the wins against literally every single one of them, bar one player, which in my opinion, I was just sort of not at it in that game. It was my first game of the day on the Saturday, and I was a bit sleepy basically, and I got punished and lost. So we're here with 1 loss, 32 wins. If we win the remaining 7, we got 39 wins, which is an incredible weekend. A great way to start off qualification. Going off the logic of how qualification was last year, I always wanted to start the month of qualifying off with a 40 or 39. I really wouldn't mind if it was a 39, but anything lower, what a penalty by the way, anything lower I would be disappointed with, just because it sort of puts a bit of pressure on you. But now it's been top 64, I'm not too sure if even 38 or 37 is the end of the world, I don't know. But I'm sitting here aiming for the 37, so we'll see what we can do. And I think I showed you my team briefly at the very beginning, but I had to explain to you guys the format. So basically, before I hop into some of the gameplay, I've got some new players in my team. I've got Maldini, spent a lot of coins on Maldini, 1.2-ish million. What do I think of him? He's grown on me as the games have gone on. He's a very interesting defender. And by the way, this is probably the goal of the weekend. Thierry Henry does a couple of Berber spins, drag back inside. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, I lied. That's not... There's a goal soon. But anyway, off topic, Maldini was a new player in the team. Other than that, from last weekend, I had the same midfield, Hullet, Vieira, Matthias. Unfortunately, not the good, like obviously the primes aren't out for every single card. Not the top rated Hullet, but obviously because you can't get him. But I don't have the second rated either, so it's the lowest rated Hullet. But I think that's, you know, I just feel like at the end of the day, Hullet's on the pitch. So, got the same midfield free, got the same front free. Thoughts on the front free? Henry's doing a great job for me. Messi, Ronaldo, not too sure. And as you can see, Henry just says, you know what, I'm just going to confirm what Tass has been saying. Yeah, my Ronaldo's off chem, by the way. So that's probably why I might not rave too much about Cristiano Ronaldo. But yeah, I want to more so amp up my backline, because I sort of play FIFA from the back, from the perspective of make sure the middle and the back of your team is solid before you're caring too much about your front. Because considering, I'm sure you guys saw the top 100 team, You can score goals with... When the chance comes, they're not as clinical as Cristiano's and Thierry Henry's and stuff, but at the end of the day, any player can bag a chance. The hardest thing, especially on FIFA 18, is to defend at a high level. So that's what I'm really concentrating on, because I do know it's a very tough thing to do. And this week, by the way, guys, a lot of you guys, and I'm saying you guys as if I'm aiming at you, whoever's looking at that. I don't know what his keeper's doing there. I played a lot of good teams this weekend. Again, not really in the last 10. I played a couple decent teams in the last 10, but more so around that 15 to 25 mark. Out of the 40 games, I was playing some crazy players. But yeah, after that goal, the guy just said, nah, I'm gone. So, rage quit is always a beautiful thing in qualifying month. The reaction as a player, as a pro player, is thank you very much. So if you guys do play me for whatever reason, if you could rage quit, that would be great. But anyway, as you can see, this guy had, I believe, Hernandez and some other great players, and that Alessandrini, which for you guys who can't afford, I don't know how many, I think he goes for a bit, Alessandrini. If you can't afford, you know, the Cristianos and stuff like that, Alessandrini, I mean... Even personally, I don't use him, but I know a lot of people, a lot of top pro players that even have a lot of budget in their coins. They actually have Alessandrini either in their team or on the bench. He's one of them sort of OP-ish players. Personally, I can't comment on it from my opinion because I haven't used him. But yeah, so I believe we've got around 5 games of FIFA left, and that was decent. That was pretty decent there with Jordi Alba. Got 5 games of FIFA left, I believe, or 6. And we need to win this remaining. I mean, 38 wouldn't be the end of the world, but I look at it as if you lose this late on in your weekend league, like in, let's say in the last 5 games, yeah. If you lose a game in your last 5 games, let's be honest, you can't look at it positively. You're going to be very disappointed in yourself because you were right there. You were right there to finish your weekend league, and you've messed it up just in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 games. That really would be a... annoying moment. But Thierry Henry's pens, lads, look at these pens. I'm showing you guys where I go with Thierry Henry, so I might have to mix that up, but yeah. So as you can see, Vieira's hitting bulletin 6-0 at the moment. It was, to be honest, my last 10 games obviously played on the Sunday. I believe I had like 14 games left on the Sunday. My best FIFA was on the Sunday, so you're not going to see many close games, if any close games, in these last 10 that I have recorded, because that's what I do. I always record my last 10. I played really good FIFA. Some of the players I actually played in my last 10 were actually pretty good as well, even though I played better people, like this guy. I played better people earlier on in the weekend league. But yeah, I mean, it was a tough weekend league. A lot of players, a lot of pro players struggled. A lot of top elite players struggled. I mean, I don't blame them. This is heartache, man. This is... I sometimes think, you know, the stress is just so crazy, like, for weekend league. And even EA have made it. So, for example, for this FUT Champions Cup number 1 and number 2, the first one, which I believe the event is said on the graph, is in January. The qualification is obviously now. It's top 64 from Xbox Go to play. Top 64 from PlayStation Go to play. And the stress with it even being top 64 for the month is so stressful. And last year it was like top 12 or something like that. So even though they've made it top 64, the stress is still crazy. And I mean, when I'm sort of analysing a weekend league after it's finished, I'm always like, Jesus. Like, I always laugh to myself because the stress that I'm going through in the moment, I hate it. I despise it. But then after, when I'm looking back at it, I do kind of laugh at it a bit. But I guess that's the whole point of being a competitive player in any esport or game or anything you do. You're meant to get stressed out. Otherwise, if it was easy, I guess anybody would do it, wouldn't they? So, yeah. As you can see, Jordi Alba gives the ball to Thierry Henry. What we're going to do here, that's a nice little cutback. I believe that was just an A pass. Nothing complicated about that. And we're in on goal. And this was actually one of my favourite goals. Definitely not my favourite. My favourite, I don't even know if... No, I definitely recorded it. Look at that. The double body feint. I sent him packing. But to be honest, I always don't know how I feel about when I score a really good, like, passing or moving goal when the game is over. So, like, obviously at that point the game was, the score was 4-1. So the game's over, in reality. And I'm scoring a goal like that. So I don't know how much credibility to give it. You guys can weigh in on that. But leave a comment below. How did you guys do in the weekend league? Is some of you guys trying to qualify as well? Because as much as, you know, this qualification is obviously a big deal for me and some of the other elite pros especially, This is also a great way for some of you guys to get involved and try qualify for these events, especially EA have made it top 64. That has given it a great opportunity for, if you're new, you know, you don't have to get like I got 155 wins out of 160 in October. You don't need to get anything silly like that, I don't think, to qualify. I believe 150 out of 160 should get you in. So that's like 38 every weekend, maybe a 37, or like multiple 37s with a 38 may get you in. So it'll be cool to see some completely new faces. I'm sure we'll see some completely new faces, either on the Xbox side or the PlayStation side. It's always good to see new talent. So leave a comment below if you are one of them guys who's had a good first weekend league and you're dreaming or eyeing the possibility of getting this top 64 placement. But other than that, here is the goal. That was the goal. That was my favourite goal. Was it the best goal? Don't know. And again, the game's out of sight, so I'm just trying to score a good goal for you guys, do you know what I mean? So, don't know how much credibility to give it. Would I be doing that kind of stuff at 0-0? No, I would not, most likely. So, yeah. But anyway, we've got one game of FIFA left. This is whizzed through. I don't even think this video is that long. It's like 10-12 minutes. But, yeah. Leave a comment below. It's obviously... this series is obviously called Road to the eWorld Cup, obviously, and there will be 4 episodes in the month of November. So every weekend, the Weekend League finishes, I will give you guys an update on my Weekend League, and if I'm going to get this top 64, if I'm securing this placement near top 64 to qualify for the FUT Champions Cup. But obviously, to get to the eWorld Cup is a very long road, so this series will be out for a very long while. There'll be the 4 episodes in November, then there's another qualification for FUT Champions Cup number 2 in January is the qualification. So December we have off for qualifying, which will be fun. Be relaxing, actually. But yeah, so there'll be another 4 episodes in January, and then maybe there'll be something else, I'm not too sure. And then it'll depend how I do at the LAN events, which obviously is where a great player is shown. A great player is not shown online, a great player is shown at events. So we'll see what I can do this year. See if I can replicate and win a championship like I did last year. That would be sick. But as you can see right here, this was the best player I played. He's a pro player, Gwigsy. Plays for Epsilon, obviously. Epsilon Gwigsy, he's called. Was a tough game. If you want to go, I thought I'd add this part in. If you guys want to go check out my Weekend League games, I'm in the top 100. You can check out some of the games that EA have decided to record. These are obviously before my 30 wins, so games I've recorded. If you want to go see how I done in the Weekend League. But yeah, not really much else to say. That's about it. Leave a like if you enjoy the video. Comment below how you done in your Weekend League. Subscribe if you are new. Leave a comment or a like if you think I will get to the eWorld Cup. Hopefully I do. But other than that, guys, until next time, I will catch you later. Peace.